Hey guys, it's Analog Dan. So this is going to be a video for the Eaglemoss db5 1/8 scale build model kit. This is going to be the video for all the issues I've had, all the speed bumps and all the different issues that I've had. But I want to first acknowledge these guys here. This is thanks to Todd at my James Bond db5.com. He's got a great website, very detailed. I looked at it yesterday, and it helped me out with a lot of issues with the steering wheel column and dashboard install, which I'm going to do this weekend. A couple tricks that I didn't know, and I was glad to see that he actually had some tricks that I use myself, so I felt a little bit justified in some of the stuff I did with this model. Because a lot of this stuff is you have to do a lot of different uh, rigging on it and self just thinking on how to get this thing together. And there's a lot of glitches in this kit, and you have to make do with it. Anyway, and also Steve at SMKR Scale Model Kit Review. He's got a great podcast, and enjoy watching his videos. Real nice guy. And Eaglemoss, the Facebook group, Eaglemoss Aston Martin DB5 Builders USA. A lot of great reference, a lot of great source material there, downloadable information, manuals, and all that stuff. So anyway, I guess I'll start with the engine first. The engine was pretty much the first part of the build, and the issue that the directions had you put the manifold on, basically the body of the engine, the block was a two-piecer. This part here, that was put together, and then what should have happened was this manifold should have been left off so that you can access from the top the screws that you need for the transmission in the bottom. So when you're building this, when you're just starting out, definitely leave the manifold off until you get the bottom part on. And then you can throw the manifold on there. So you might have to wait for a couple issues, I think, to get everything. But anyway, I had all the issues. I waited for the almost 2 years to collect everything before I built it. So that was the only deal with that. There's a little bit of a lag in the instructions and what's really needs to be done with this. So that was the first issue. Then the second issue was the trunk lid and the bulletproof plate. The bulletproof plate, as Todd indicated in his website, it has a hairpin trigger, little wire catch on there, and you got to really putz with it. Once you get it installed, it tends to sometimes not want to click back in. You have to turn the car sort of upside down or vertical to get it to, so you use the gravity of the pin to latch onto the groove in the plate. So that's the issue with that. So it generally works, but it's a little glitchy. The other issue with the taillights, these guys here, they installed okay, but one of them is very easily, it opens quite easy. So that's just the way it is. It's got a hair trigger to open up. This one's pretty decent, but so there's that. The trunk install, when you're assembling the back seats of this, assembling the back seats in the trunk to attach to the back to the rear wing section, I took the trunk off. I unbolted the trunk, removed it. That enabled me to get the back seat trunk section inside easier. Then I was able to access the screws and put this back on. I know Todd at my James Bond, he did it another way where he took off the armature straight from the he removed it from the back seat trunk area. He bolted and then flipped it over to reattach it, which is fine. That's another way of doing it. So that's the way I did it with that. Yeah, the paint match over here for the top for the moonroof, sunroof, the paint is off a bit, but I don't really care. I mean, I'll have it, you know, I'm selling this to somebody, and whoever wants to take this off, they can take it off. It'll probably be left off most of the time just to show the inside of the car, so that's not a big issue. The next set of issues is the front end. The bonnet or hood, it's bolted on now, and it lifts up as so, like that. But when you close it, there's a little bit of misalignment. The metal's stressed a certain way, and unfortunately it's not falling into place properly. So I got to figure out how to fix that, or if anybody knows any idea how that can be done. I know one of my friends, a longtime friend of mine, he said to create a jig for it and just, you know, try to bend it. The front seems pretty solid, except for maybe a little bit right there. It's kind of sticking out a little bit here. But anyway, so that's an issue with the front. And the passenger door right here is a little bit of a bump. If you go right here, there's a little bit of a bump to that. When I open it up, it kind of tends to hit right here. Like if a car got hit in a car accident in the fenders. But I guess it's not a big deal. It opens fine. It just has that little bump when you open it up. It hits the edge of the body panel. Anyway, so I'm okay with that. That's about it for that. But the big issue was, again, the dashboard install and the floorboard install and the ejector seat. Again, I went to Todd's website, and he explained this to me a little clearer, because the instructions don't. They're very vague, and you literally have to you know, go by braille. Also how to treat the wires, tape these wires, and how to run the wires. So that was really cool. The dashboard, I'm gonna have to just muscle in. I realized that it fit underneath, even though the directions, which I'll show you right here, for that clearly showed that right here. The directions clearly showed that that screws on top. It's kind of you know, obvious right there. That screws on top instead of underneath. So pencil, yeah. So anyway, again, the directions aren't as accurate as they should be. And also the other issue with this install was the floorboard. Putting the floorboard in first, bolting it to the frame, but in the picture it doesn't show the center console and the radar screen installed, because I don't know why it doesn't. Should, because when I put the whole thing in, the radar screen seemed to be in the way of the dashboard, but apparently it could be muscled in. So I'm just going to go for it this weekend. I'll put it all and put the floorboard in, radar screen, and then I'm going to get the dashboard installed next. So that'll be this weekend. Once I get the dashboard in and the infamous steering wheel shaft, which is set. This is pre-fitted, so I know it fits in fine. Redo the wiring, get the wiring out of the way, get the floorboard in, make sure this ejector seat function works. Then it'll be getting the engine back into the engine bonnet. And once that's done, the wheels, I'll be waiting for. I finally got my email from Eaglemoss. I'll be getting the final issue, which is great. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, so I just want to, you know, let everybody know what the issues are with this that I've had, and hopefully that way you guys can relate. And again, definitely, you know, look these guys up. Look up this podcast and this website. My James Bond db5.com. And SMKR, Scale Model Review, is the website, is the podcast. And that's the Facebook. group. Eaglemoss, Aston Martin, db5, Builders USA. Anyway, thanks again, and I will have another video when I finish these steps here. All right. Thanks again, guys. Ciao for now.